Now, your eyewitness weather forecast.
And 6:07 is the time on your early Monday evening. I'm meteorologist Jordan Reed. It has been an unusually cold start to December. There isn't much relief on the way, but there is some. Temperatures moderating into the 20s and 30s over the next couple of days. Not so much this morning. It was a frigid start out there to our Monday and our work week. Temperatures within a couple of degrees of zero. And I think temperatures tonight will be around 4 to 5 degrees colder than this. So that means that we could be adding some minus signs to these numbers. And even in downtown Utica, where we had a low this morning of 4 degrees, we'll end up around zero overnight tonight. We're making good progress in that direction with clear skies and northeasterly breeze at 3 miles an hour. Temperature right now in downtown Utica is sitting at 8 degrees, but because the winds are rather light, it still feels like 8, and that dew point is sitting at a whopping 1 degree above zero right now. So that's an indication of where temperatures will go, because we will see some clouds out there and a bit of wind, and temperatures up toward the north will end up below zero if they're not already there already. Like Old Forge is already sitting at -3. Loudville is above 3 right now, but it's as warm as 11 in Johnstown and in Greene in Shenango County. Right now, that's anywhere from about 15 to 20, 25 degrees colder than it was this time last night, in case you were wondering. And temperatures not expected to moderate much. We will see temperatures running in the 20s, even as we head into the weekend, however, feeling like the teens both days, with winds out of the west-southwest and then eventually the west-northwest at around 10 to 15 miles an hour, with some clouds and even some snow showers. We do have some clouds from the valley on toward the south out there right now. That's thanks to a storm system passing to the south of us through the mid-Atlantic states, where they're seeing snow for, in some cases, the second time in a week, which is very unusual for the month of December. They typically don't get that until January or February. Not so unusual here. In fact, we do have a winter storm watch in effect from our counties from the thruway up toward the north. This goes from late tomorrow night through the day on Wednesday and through Thursday morning at 7 a.m., when some of these areas could see as much as 3 to 7 plus inches of snow, especially to the east of the Lake Ontario region, up into the Tug Hill Plateau. This deep blue color has the best potential of seeing 8 to 12 inches. There could even be more than a foot in that pink color in Lewis County to the west of the Black River Valley. Not so much tonight. We will see increasing clouds, temperatures on either side of 0 degrees with some wind out there, so there definitely will be a wind chill factor. You'll definitely want to give yourself a couple of extra minutes to warm up the car tomorrow morning. Bring some hot coffee with you if you're a hot coffee drinker, or some hot tea. And then we'll see some snow showers working in as we head through the afternoon. That's actually part of a warm front that moves through before that next system moves through. So temperatures tomorrow in the middle and upper 20s. And as far as daylight is concerned, we are losing 6 minutes of daylight between now and the winter solstice, and that occurs on the 21st. But we are gaining daylight in the evening. Those sunsets getting a little bit later, still around 4:30, even as we head through the next week. The thing that's not changing over the next week is the temperature running in the 20s and 30s, as well as the chances for snow and even some rain. Dorian, back to you.
Thank you, Jordan. Eyewitness News at 6.
Now, your eyewitness weather forecast.
It's just past 10:14 on your early Monday evening. I'm meteorologist Jordan Reed. If you think that it's been an unusually cold start to the month of December, you'd be right about that. And the good news is that there is a little bit of relief on the way. The bad news, however, is that it does come with some rain and snow chances. Let's take a live look right now at downtown Utica, where we're not dealing with any snow, but it is bitterly cold out there right now. Even with a calm wind, temperature hold 2 degrees above zero. However, there's not much of a feels-like factor because of that. The dew point is on the opposite side of that, -2. And some temperatures have already dropped to that level, even beyond that, up toward the north. Look at Old Forge right now, -3, Boonville -1, but you go over to Camden and it's 8 above zero right now, with a bit of a westerly wind there. For most of the area, it is mainly calm, but down toward the south and up in Loudville, we have winds of about 3 to 5, maybe 6 miles an hour out there right now, and that's just adding just even more of a bite to the air. So it feels like -8 in Loudville, -9 in Old Forge right now. The rest of us at or slightly above zero for that feels like factor at the present time, thanks to, again, that calm wind. Temperatures around 25 degrees going to be into the weekend with us as well, with clouds and some occasional snow showers. The winds start out of the west-southwest at around 10 to 15. They'll still be around 10 to 15 on Sunday out of the west-northwest. So unfortunately, not returning to average temperatures anytime soon. The reason for that is because we've got a ridge of high pressure above our heads off the west coast. But here on the east coast, we do have some low pressure, upper air low pressure coming in from Canada and keeping the cold air entrenched along the central and eastern portions of the country. We do have things back here in the here and now fairly quiet. We do have some clouds out there toward the south of the thruway. The reason for that is because we do have a storm system passing to our south. Keeping it at bay is this area of high pressure, our fair weather friend. That's what kept things kind of high and dry today, but also very cold because it's Canadian high pressure. Back toward the west, we do have an area of low pressure through Minnesota and a warm front attached to it. That's what will move our way during the day tomorrow. And then we've got another stronger system heading our way for Wednesday. For that reason, the areas from the thruway up toward the north under a winter storm watch already through the day on Wednesday for as much as 6 to maybe 12 inches of snow in some locations. There could be a couple of areas, especially along the Tug Hill Plateau to the east of Lake Ontario, that do exceed 12 inches, but I think that would be few and far between. Check back here. We'll certainly have updates for you tomorrow and on CNY homepage. Overnight tonight, however, on Futurecast, we will see a slight increase in clouds, but it won't stop the temperatures from dropping. We'll drop on either side of zero with a bit of a wind out there. As we head through our Tuesday, winds out of the southeast at around 5 to 10, and then eventually they'll shift to the southwest as that warm front moves through, triggers some clouds and even some snow showers. I don't expect much accumulation tomorrow, maybe a coating to maybe an inch in some locations. Temperatures tomorrow from the valley on toward the south will be into the mid and upper 20s, feeling like the teens, however, with partly to mostly cloudy skies, a few snow showers out there. Sunset tomorrow is at 4:30, but by the time we get toward the winter solstice, it gets to around 4:33. We're still losing daylight, however, especially in the morning, about 6 minutes of it. But what